we are on the way to collect a bike that has been raved out about a lot. I'm not as excited as you guys, but I did a poll on Instagram and asked you guys what is it about the hype for this bike that was so appealing to you, and most of you replied that it was because it was a new sports bike in that category. Please do follow my Instagram. We do a lot of polls, a lot of quizzes. We try to do it daily, and it's gonna be a fun experience. And if you don't know the bike, it is the Ninja ZX4R SE from Vroom Leasing, which is at Sunli. We have exited at Pioneer. The only other bike that I would compare it to is the Super 4, but I don't think it was as heavy as the Super 4. The reason why I would compare it to the Super 4 is because it is the same configuration, inline 4, 400cc. But when I test rode the ZX4R, it didn't feel as heavy, but that was really just a short round around the car park, so perhaps it doesn't do justice. But I've already asked Loy from Vroom Racing,
most welcome,
because they were breaking in the bike, and he said the bike is excellent. They have just only break in the bike, and I'm supposed to keep it to below 10,000 RPM. Let's try, see how addictive the bike is. I've never been a fan of Kawasaki. I don't think I've ridden any Kawasaki bikes before, so let's see how this goes. Okay, we are here. Whoa, I think the bike is ready. It's a nice number plate as well, FX 2000P. Hello. Yeah. Hey. You are? Iqmal. You're with Vroom also? Hi Iqmal.
So you're here for the ZX4?
Yeah.
The bike's over there. I just sent it for the flash.
Sorry?
I sent it for the flash just now.
Oh, you sent already? Okay, set.
So we just need to get the. I will get the paperwork.
Can. Thanks. Okay, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Enjoy the bike.
Thank you so much. Okay. Very subtle, See you, man. Thank you. The throttle feels rather smooth for first impression. Why is it blinking? It's asking me to change gear or what? Oh, it sneaks up on you. It's the kind of bike that sneaks up on you for the acceleration, but it is rather low for me. I will flat foot and bend my knees. Oh, okay, the bike wants to lean. Okay, suspension seems good. Okay, quick shifter, auto blipper, good response. Okay, auto blipper is really smooth. This thing keeps blinking. I guess it's asking you to change, but I'm wearing a full face with the camera in front, so I can't really see that. It's smooth lah. The pull is not insane. I mean, we're gonna compare it to a Super 4, right? But Super 4, when VTEC kicks in, it does have that insane pull. Super 4, talk of the devil. Shall we race him? Or race him? Let's go. It's decent, but it's kind of fun. For me, it's rather small. It's smooth. The power delivery is smooth. I think I need to manage my expectation because I've been riding a lot of class 2 bikes. I think this is really manageable for those who have just passed their class 2A and are not thinking of grading to class 2, where they want to stick to class 2A for a while. It's really smooth. Welcome to the ZX4R SE review, where we will uncover one of the most hyped 400cc inline 4 that has just been released a few months ago in 2023. So Vroom Leasing has 2 units, and this is just broken in. It's about 1,100 kilometers, and right after they flash the ECU as well as change the engine oil, they managed to pass it over to me. And the other one is on loan as well. If you guys don't know, if you have seen from Vroom Leasing story, he's actually one of the biggest actor in Singapore, JB and Samse Batam. If you didn't know, he's an avid motorcycle enthusiast as well. Okay, anyway, I picked this up yesterday night and I've been riding it for a bit. I rode it in the afternoon and late last night. Initial reaction is that it doesn't have a lot of power because I'm comparing it to the Super 4. The good thing is that it's not heavy, it's fast, but I gotta show you something. When you twist the throttle, you'll feel the jerk because you're twisting, you're demanding more power, right? But as you demand, oh nice, but as you demand more power, you twist more, right? The bike is too linear, it's like very gradual. It reminds me of the Honda Forza, where you do get power, but they are restricting you to how much of a power they can give you without feeling the torque. It has a very high revving engine, up to 16 on the red line. And one bad thing that I don't like as well is the quick shifter. The quick shifter downshift is fine. The upshift, certain RPM just feels a little bit crank, very clunky. You have to keep it at very high revs all the time. If not, you won't be able to feel the power. The power comes, but for 400cc is decent. It does pack a punch on the high RPMs, which to me climbs a little bit slow. But I was talking to Iqbal yesterday from Vroom Leasing, and he said this might be the Super 4 killer. After riding it for about a day, I think it's possible. It's a very well behaved bike on the lower RPM. Mid-range, there's not much punch to it as well. It's only at the high end where you really feel. The brakes are amazing. When you see a bike that has dual disc brake at the front, you know it's a serious bike. It goes fast and it stops fast. So they have 4 different modes. They do not have a button for mode. What they do have is the up, down and the lap here. So you got to remember that sport, road, rain, user. Right now I'm at sport. If I want to go to road, I will have to press and hold down. If I want to go back to rain, I have to press down, press and hold down again until it changes to rain. And good news for vertically challenged riders, this is rather low, so I don't think there's any problem for shorter riders to get a 400cc bike with this much power without having the worry to constantly find footing. If this red light is long enough, I can show you. Alamak, cannot. Let's go cabut. There's a truck behind. If you are cruising and you wanna drop a gear and disappear, I suggest you drop 2 gears, because the power is so subtle, it brings you along. It doesn't have that punch where it pulls you back. So sometimes you gotta time a little bit for your overtaking. Okay, this one I'll be able to show you how my feet is on the ground. Okay, to neutral. Okay, you can see flat-footed with bent knees on both sides. So it's really not a tall bike at all. One weird thing is the moving off. I have to accelerate much more and release like even slowly, so it feels like it's jerking a little bit. Alright, so now we are doing some city riding, and the irritating thing about this is that whenever your RPM reaches about 3 or 3.5, the gear will start blinking, asking you to change gear. But the thing is, you want to cruise. Oh, alamak, stall. That's embarrassing. Yeah, for the neutral also a bit hard to find. Because I stall, I say I have to cover. Yeah, very hard lah. This kind of thing. City riding is very manageable with this bike because it's predictable. When you open up the throttle, like I said, you open up a bit, it goes. You open up more, it stays the same. It just takes you a little bit longer for you to reach the power that you want. So I believe this bike has way more power than it is supposed to have, just that it's being restricted by the ECU. That's my belief. If you can tune this, move the restrictions or whatsoever, I think this would be a far much faster bike than it is, because now you don't really feel the speed. It's just someone stringing you along, so that feels a bit meh. But no real complaints. It's still a very fun bike to ride. It's manageable, no heat, great brakes, accelerates pretty decent. If you want to chiong all the way, you can lah. It's not bad of a bike. Oh, I can't make it. It's okay, we'll wait for the next one. In the meantime, I've done a bit of homework. The good news is that the seat height is less than 1 meter. Those of you who are vertically challenged, or in other words, for those short this is really bearable. It's 0.8 meters from the ground to the saddle, which is where you sit. So how you want to know is, you want to check your inseam. You should know where or how to measure your inseam. Then you can plus minus a few cm, because you can tiptoe, and then you can add a bit more centimeters, as well as the sole of your shoe. So I'm pretty sure this will apply to more riders, especially in the Asian market where the average height is lower. This will appeal much more to you guys. I found out that the tank is 15 liters, the reserve is 4 liters, and according to my average consumption right now is about 20, rounded up, 20 kilometers per liter. This is a mix of whack and chill, a combination of bantai and santai. I would say it actually eats petrol quite a lot. When you really bantai, I saw that the consumption would be about 15 kilometers per liter, which is almost like a 1000cc bike. But when you santai, can range from 20 to almost 30 kilometers per liter. So not too shabby, not the best, but not too bad either lah. But for 400cc, it's leaning a bit towards like bad lah, a bit lah. But for what you get, 400cc inline 4 sports bike, there's no one else that is doing this anymore. So the Super 4 was the previous famous inline 4, the 400 CB400, which is no longer in production. Is it? Maybe the spec all finished lah, no more. Now it's only the Revo, but dying off lah, because you use so much engine oil. Maintenance is like a big bike. The handling is great for this bike. One thing I don't like is the mirrors, and if I want a lane split, I have to really reach out before I can grab it in. Let's try, See? It takes a lot of effort. I don't like the mirrors, I don't like the power delivery either. But I believe if you can retune, this would have been an absolute beast. They have this ram air intake where they will pressurize the air where it's coming from the front to gain a little bit more of horsepower. It's supposed to be 76 horsepower, or is it 79? But they are able to squeeze out a little bit more, up to 80 horsepower. So that's pretty cool from Kawasaki. So the one that I'm riding, there's 3 variants: the ZX4R, the ZX4R SE Special Edition, and the ZX4R. So the base model is obviously the R. SE is a special edition where they will include the smoke visor, the frame sliders, and the auto blipper, so quick shifter up and down. As for the R, you get the extra suspension, which is the Showa monoshock rear, which is the same unit that you get from the ZX10R, which is a bigger brother. So the forks are amazing, Showa front, and they are not electronic, but they have been performing very well for a sports bike. They are plush enough for the city and tough enough to handle the power. To be honest, the power also a bit lacking lah for this bike. But overall, I wouldn't say I don't recommend the bike. I would say go and try the bike. Those who have already experienced class 2, manage your expectations a little bit. That's the beauty about Vroom leasing, is that it's available for everyone to try. I mean, considering you have the license, and you can have a go at it. You don't have to buy, because as you know, this thing is expensive for a 400cc. So overall, would I ride it again? I might try other bikes instead. I feel personally like this is a little bit boring for me. The power comes a bit too late. It feels a little bit restricted. One thing I don't understand is it has an eco mode, which looks like a fidget spinner on the dash. Yeah, it really looks like a fidget spinner. It just says ECO. Why do I want eco on a sports bike? Like, I want to go fast on this thing. Good thing is there is a fuel gauge, because most sports bikes, the bigger ones, they don't have. You either have fuel or you're on reserve. That's the only thing that they will show you. But good thing for this, I know how many bars I'm left with, and I'm left with 2. What the hell? It was full yesterday, and I've only gone like 100 plus. Okay, 160, 170 already lah. But still, sucks petrol, man. What do you expect in 9.4, right? Yeah, maybe that's why they have eco. For 400cc, this shouldn't be the case lah. A bit sad. And I'm on reserve. Previously I was on 2 bars, so the side stand is rather short, so it slants quite a lot, and it will throw off the fuel cock which is inside to measure what's the level of your fuel tank. Now I'm still at 1 bar. Ayo, come on, don't do this to me. Go back to 2 bar. Maybe I should lean right. The high beam is good. It has a good throw. It's intense. It's bright. Look at this. Cha cha. Haha. Aduh. Every time I mount the Insta360 to creative places, I get scared. I have to check like every few seconds. Let's trust it. I want to get a good corner from here. One of the favorite corners in Singapore. BIE, BKE. Alamak, like a lot of cars. Alamak, kacau lah. Let's go. Good enough lah. Good enough. Santai sahaja, bosku. Okay, Insta is still there. Great. Let me find another place to mount. As you can see, it's leaning a lot. One thing to take note, for this quick shifter, if you want to go up, your throttle must be on. So throttle must be open, and then you can shift up without the clutch. If you want to shift down, when your throttle is open, you cannot shift down. I think this is trying to prevent the money shift. So I can't shift down right now. I will have to close my throttle and shift down, because for some bikes, the quick shifter up, the throttle must be open, but when you want to shift down, you can leave it open or close. That way you don't lose any power. Like you can throttle just a bit and then you shift down. So that's what some of them do. But for this bike, the quick shifter is not the best in my opinion. The auto blipper actually works better than the quick shifter, so which is a bit weird, because usually the quick shifter is very smooth, but the auto blipper might not be as smooth. But for this, auto blipper is so smooth. The quick shifter in low RPM is okay, mid RPM is okay. The weird thing is the high RPM is the one that's a little bit clunky. Sometimes you get like more than, it's like half a second kind of adjustment, which shouldn't be the case, because quick shifter, as the name says, quick shifter should take a few milliseconds for you to shift, but you can really feel the lag, like alamas, boring shoot. we are gonna do just a quick look around of the ZX4R SE. This is the special edition, which comes with the smoke windshield, the quick shifter, which is on the other side here, and the frame sliders. If I'm not mistaken, you do get a USB charger, but I'm not sure where is it. I don't see it anywhere. I tried checking even at the rear. There's not much. I mean, it's a sports bike, right? Cannot expect much, but I don't think it's here. What is this? Probably some tools. Yeah, but I can't fit anything maybe other than your wallet. Typical sports bike stuff. Then it's pretty much a sports bike, a 400cc 4-cylinder. It has the ram air system, which is this, what they pride themselves with, for pressurizing air to get more power. It's a little bit dirty, just forgive me. It has been raining a bit on and off, but it's a great looking bike. It doesn't look too big, doesn't look too small. Let me show you what it's like for me. 177 on this 800 mm, which is 0.8 meters of a saddle height. Okay, so let's go through the bike on the display, but there isn't much stuff to go through anyway. Where's the key? Uh-oh, where did I put the key? I would expect the bike to actually be keyless by now, but it's not. So I mean, can lah. I mean, still pretty old school. Okay, so let's go through the controls on the left and right first. So you have your high beam. This is your normal light, and your pass light will be here. They have the control, the quick shifter clutch switch to ensure that the clutch is closed, but it's a little bit loose. So when you want a quick shift, maybe the reason why I couldn't quick shift as fast or it was clunky is because of this. So just have to ensure that because there's a pin coming out, so right now it's out, all the way out. When I put it in, it will retract. So you have to always ensure that it's fully in for the quick shifter to really work. Okay, so this is your up and down lap. I don't know, and I haven't tried. I cannot find where to get the lap timing. This is your signal, your horn, and also your hazard. Okay, on this side you have your kill switch, which is up, and then down is as per normal, but when you want to start, you pull it down. It's a bit weird that this is not red instead. And you have your select. The only thing that I know for select is when you press down and select, you can turn on and off the quick shifter, which is the KWS over there. Now it's on. I don't think anyone would want to turn it off. Just have it on for, emergency. If you want a jam brake, you can just downshift. Okay, let's start now. Okay, so you want to go to the menu, press both buttons. There's the left and right button here. Press and hold, then you go over to the menu. So you have your vehicle settings, your display, your date and clock, service, Bluetooth and units. That's about it. So the left button is to go down and the right is to select. So let's go to vehicle settings. There's the shift lamp and the engine speed is at 4000 rpm. So yeah, I mean it's quite low. So this is the thing that has been bugging me a lot. If you want to go eco all the way, then yeah, you can set to this shift lamp. Immobilizer lamp is on as well. Then you want to go back, just press and hold the right button, then we'll go back. Next will be display. There is a different mode. So this is type 1 and this is type 2. I've been using type 1 all the way. I only discovered type 2 now with you guys, so I'm just gonna stick to type 1. I don't want to keep changing, then I gotta figure out where is all the stuff. So brightness, let's see, only to brightness, so let's keep it as the what it was previously. Then date and clock, you got your format, your date, your clock format and your clock. What time is it? Is it the same time? Yep, it's all good. Then service, this is your oil change, your in. I'm not going to change anything. This is for them to do. Rider setting, I don't know what is this, so let's not meddle with this. Then Bluetooth, I think the Bluetooth compatibility for all the bikes in Singapore are not really strong. So even for Ducati, they said the app doesn't really work because you got to use their own maps. Okay, so for unit you have your speed, which is the metric. Good, we are not using imperial, and that's about it. That's all that you have for this bike. So how do you go back? Do I have to press both again? Okay, so you have the 4 different modes: sport, road, rain and also user. And you have to press and hold up, because now I'm at sport. If I want to go to road, I have to go down, so it's like sequential. I cannot just run through. I don't know what this button does other than the KWS, but it's a pretty simple layout and I don't think it's overwhelming. There's nothing much that you can do. You can change your mode on the fly, which is good, because sometimes when you're riding through and then suddenly you have rain and you want to change to rain mode, it takes a bit of time because you have to press and hold, change to the next setting, and then press and hold again, then change to the next setting. So you have to change twice. So press and hold, release, press and hold, release, until you get into rain mode. So that's a bit of leceh lah, the leceh part of it. So overall, who would I recommend this for is more for those who have just passed their class 2A or thinking about retaining a 2A bike. But I wouldn't recommend buying also lah, honestly, because this is 3 liters engine oil, so it's almost like a class 2 bike already, and the consumption is also like a class 2. So there's a reason why Honda stopped the CB400, or it stopped becoming popular as the newer models come out with parallel twin, single cylinder. I don't think there's much triple. Even for the mid-range 600s, they're coming out with triple. So having an inline 400cc seems like an overkill. You're gonna add more weight, you're gonna add more consumption, you're gonna add more maintenance, but at the expense of just a little bit of power. So would I rent this bike again? Maybe not, but if you were to give me a chance to go to the track and try this, then I would, because it's more lively at a high RPM, and it's a little bit slow to get to the high RPM. So for those who always say, oh, don't need to buy 1000cc bike, you're not going to use the full potential of the bike, you have that kind of mindset that you want to fully utilize everything from the bike, then get this bike. I'm pretty sure it's very manageable, and if you go to the track, you can push it to the limits. It's not like those 1000cc where you have to be more skillful to fully utilize all the power that it harnesses. So that is my review and my honest opinion. Until the next one, guys. Peace. For those who are looking for an alternative or the new king of the road for the 2A class, this is it. This is gonna kill Super 4. So whoever is gonna switch over from Super 4, you wanna get a sports bike, this is it. This is gonna kill you. This is gonna kill you in the top end. Mid-range, maybe Super 4 might win because of the VTEC, because this doesn't have VTEC, it just have the DOHC, dual overhead cam. You still get the inline 4 growl. Oh. And it's a lot of fun in the corners. So like I said, if you're bringing this to the track, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to almost maximize everything. Alamak, police! Hey, don't stop him lah, he's not my friend. Kawan kasih. Was it the same? Is it the same model? I didn't really see. I guess it's a reminder for me. Don't speed, guys. Ride safely. To the next one. Okay, for those of you who have already watched all the way here, which is the end of the video, I want to thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe, like, and also comment. Share this with your friends. I'm very exhausted with editing this video because it's on the iPad and it keeps freezing, so I can't seem to add in any other overlay or censor any video. So I'm just gonna upload this, and like I said in my socials, if I get 500 YouTube subscribers, then I will upload the top speed attempt with the ZX4R. I have seen some videos online and I think quite okay lah, but if given a chance, maybe I will try again. So yeah, so be sure to share this with your friends, and 500 subs, the video will be up uncensored.